How you doing, Hadassah?
Very well. How are you?
Doing very well. Thank you for asking. Hadassah, are you at least 18 and are you a believer?
Yes, and yes. I'm 42 actually.
Right. And you believe in some kind of a God?
In Jesus, yes.
Cool. What would be the best evidence or the best argument for the Christian God being real?
The best evidence would be the believers.
Oh, tell me how. Because, like, the New Testament says that the believers are going to, like, behave a particular way and that, like, we should know, like, like Christians should be different from non Christians, but I don't see much of a difference.
Right. Well, it's been 2,000 years. A lot happens in 2,000 years.
So.
I mean, are you aware of the end times theology at all?
I'm quite aware, but that doesn't actually address what I was saying. Like the New Testament says that Christians are going to behave a particular way, right? Do you believe that the Holy Spirit makes people a new creature?
I do.
Okay. Do you think that people that are new creatures in Christ are going to behave the same as non-Christians?
No, they're not.
Okay, so they are going to behave slightly differently. Okay. And what sort of
Yes.
behaviors would I expect from Christianity that I wouldn't expect from non-Christians?
Humility for one, and that's a big one.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on. Let me mark this down real quick. I want to make sure I don't want to forget these bullet points. So, number one, Christians should have humility. Okay, anything else?
Yes.
What else?
I mean, right now, that's the one that can't be mimicked as well as the others.
Sure, yeah, but what are the others?
I mean, let's see. I mean, in this day and age, like I say, most things can be mimicked. Most people know the gospel knowledge to the degree that they know it. So, and they like it. You know, everybody agrees that it's peaceful. X, Y, Z. Blah blah blah.
Right.
So,
So, what other characteristics would I expect from the Christians?
you're gonna expect them to make better decisions,
Like how so?
quicker.
Oh, like they're going to be smarter.
They're gonna have wisdom because they have chosen to use a map rather than navigate their own way.
Okay, so
So
Christians
just
should be more intelligent than non-Christians.
they are more intelligent than
They
non-Christians.
are. Okay, so okay,
Yeah.
so just make sure we're checking this off. So point number 1, Christians are going to be humble. Point number 2, they're going to be
Uh-huh.
smarter than Christian or non-Christians.
Right.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't know. I mean, what else is there? You know the rest of it.
I'm asking
You know,
you.
I'm trying to pick. I'm trying to pick things that wouldn't normally be noticed because you seem lost, particularly
Well,
about it.
I mean, you could just tell me what the Bible says. What does the Bible say Christians are going to be like?
Is that because that's the only text that you know? So we should stick to the text. Why don't you tell them?
Well,
Why
I
don't you
mean,
put your
listen,
script out?
you can make stuff up if you want. Listen, if you think there are other
I might be
characteristics.
able to. Would you be able to hang with the argument if I made stuff up right now?
Oh, I'm certain
Probably
I could.
not.
I'm certain I can hang
Probably not.
with any argument that you lay out. So,
Really? Oh, okay.
Hadassah, remember you're supposed to be humble. Okay, so
Yeah.
listen,
Right. Right. Okay. But I can
don't
see through you. So no,
Hadassah,
you're not going to use
don't
that shit as a
counteract.
leash.
Don't
You
don't
gaslighting
don't counteract.
asshole.
Oh, there it
What?
is. Okay,
Don't what? There it is. What?
point
There
number
it is. What?
one.
Calling you out.
Point number
Calling you out.
one.
Point number
Point
one.
number one is
Point number one.
humility. Humility.
Humility.
Do you have
Yeah, you
humility?
wouldn't see. You don't know what you wouldn't know
No,
humility with both your
that's
hands,
what you
bro.
said. What
You
is
don't know it.
Do you know what humility
You don't
means?
know what humility. No, you don't know what it
It's
is.
crazy
So
that it's crazy that
you don't know what it is.
we started this conversation by me simply asking you a few questions.
Yeah, and you and your fake ass.
We started this conversation by me merely just asking you a couple questions.
And I always get muted. And you.
We started the conversation by just asking a couple simple questions. I haven't even engaged in any like argumentation yet, and you're already upset calling me an asshole. Did I say?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm.
Did I say something to you?
Yes, you did.
What did I say?
You're full of shit.
What did I say to you?
Everyone here knows it and feels it. And you're acting like an asshole.
there's that humility.
I don't care about your stupid.
There's
I don't
that
care about your
humility.
stupid trophies.
There's
I know
that humility
better than
and
that.
love of Christ.
I know better. I know.
Do you know-
Yeah, this is the love of Christ.
Do you know
right
what the?
here?
Do you know what the Dunning?
How would you know?
Do you know what the
How
Dunning?
would you know?
Do you know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is?
Yeah, it's some shit that used to be called something else, and then they named it after some dude. I'm old enough to remember when they just fucking called it whatever the fuck they called it, common sense or whatever the fuck.
What is it? What's the Dunning-Kruger effect?
Just give it to me, my guy.
You said you know what
I don't
it is.
sit in front of Google. I don't sit in front of Google memorizing the definitions of things so people think I'm smart. So why don't you give us that?
Well, first of all, you said
you go ahead and
so,
sound. I concede. You're more educated.
So you said that Christians are going to be smarter than non-Christians, so you should know what this is. So I'm expecting you to know what it is. If you don't know what it is, you should have said that you don't know what it is, because that would mean
that's what you think smartness is.
So that means you would actually be humble, right? You said Christians are going to be more humble than non-Christians, which means if you're being humble people don't claim to know things that they don't actually know. So what we've discovered so far is that you're not humble.
You're a phony.
Is that you're not humble. You're not behaving like a Christian. You're a phony. And that you're also a liar. Because you said that you knew what the Dunning-Kruger effect is, but now you're telling me that you don't actually know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is. So
you know what it is.
I'll just okay. What is it? Tell me then.
I've heard of it.
What is it?
What is that supposed to prove whether I know what it is or not?
Yeah, if you say you know what something is.
I'm 42 years old, bro. I got a master's degree. I got a lot of shit in here.
I'm sure you do.
So just save us some time, my guy.
So you should be able to.
Why don't you graciously save us some time?
So you should be able to tell me what the Dunning-Kruger effect is.
Graciously save us some time. I know you're looking right at it. So why don't you graciously save us some time?
I'm waiting for you to save time because you said you already know what it is.
I do know what it is.
Sure, then what is it?
I've watched YouTube before. I did that of my own volition. I didn't hear about it and then said, oh, I better make sure I know about it.
So what is it?
I actually was interested in that shit.
So what is it?
Oh, God, for fuck's sake. It is some stupid ass explanation y'all try to make up to explain why Christianity is still around, even though we can't answer your fucking questions.
Not even close to true.
That's what it fucking is. That is exactly what it fucking is. That is exactly what it fucking is.
How much money you want to bet on that?
What do you mean money that I want to bet? That's my opinion of what that fucking thing is.
But aren't you a prophet? Did God tell you this? You're not a very good prophet.
No. That he didn't tell me that. I looked that up.
You certainly.
What the fuck?
So you're a liar then, because you didn't look it up. So you don't know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is.
My guy. It's just one of many things to know that we could Google. You could be Googling it right now. You're just trying to make me look weird. I'm making myself look weird. Just save your time and look it the fuck up.
If you don't know what it is, you should have just said you don't know.
I know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is. I'm 42 years old. I pick and choose what shit I need to save in my brain.
Then why can't you tell me what it is?
I remember the conclusion I drew about it, which is, what the fuck? Why are they trying to name old shit after some guy and make it seem like it's some new ass information?
That's not at all what it says.
That's what I remember reacting about it.
Do you even know what the principle of the Dunning-Kruger effect is?
Just fucking tell us, bro. It's just a Google. It's just 2 sentences tops.
You're a prophet. All you have to do is ask your God.
Refresh my memory. No, that's not how it works, bro.
Do you know, or do you know or not?
I don't remember. How about that?
So then you don't know. You should have said you don't know.
That wouldn't be true. That would be a lie.
It would be a lie. You came up here lying. You said you knew what it was, but you can't tell me what it was.
No, I know what it is. I forgot. I probably forgot more shit than you fucking know in your life, bro.
I'm sure of it. You haven't demonstrated that so far, though. What you've demonstrated is that you're a liar.
Because you haven't moved the conversation on.
So the Dunning-Kruger effect.
I think people can tell who the dumbass is and who isn't.
Yeah, you got that right. The people can certainly tell.
Because I'm pissed off and I'm still dominating.
I know you are so pissed right now. So the Dunning-Kruger effect.
I am pissed and I'm still dominating.
Not even close. So the Dunning-Kruger.
Continue.
So the Dunning-Kruger effect is something that we find in psychology, where people that are the least equipped and the least educated and the least knowledgeable in particular subjects actually believe that they're more knowledgeable, more capable, when it's actually not true. Because as it turns out, the people who know the least are more likely to believe that they know more than they actually know, because they're not actually aware of the things that they don't know. They're so delightfully unaware of what they don't know that they think because they've learned a couple things that they actually know a lot. When in reality, the people who do get PhDs, the people who do learn a lot, the people that do excel greatly actually start to underestimate how much they know. It's a really fun thing that happens in psychology. So when people come up here and they claim to know a whole lot, and I sense that maybe they don't, I just ask them simple questions to find out if they know as much as they claim, which is why I'm asking you questions. I want to test you. You're claiming that you're really smart. I just want to know if you are.
Okay, well, you could have just asked me what my credentials are.
Sure, what are your credentials?
I have a master's degree in English. And what are you laughing about?
You got a master's degree in English? You might as well have done underwater basket weaving.
No, we're talking, this was 20 years ago. This was when degrees were actually very good still. This was while the internet was being born at the same time.
Oh boy. And what do you do with your master's degree in English?
I'm a writer.
That makes a lot of sense.
Among other things.
Sure. Does your master's degree in English equip you to be an expert in things that are not English?
Absolutely, it does.
Like what?
Let me tell you how.
I just asked you what.
Okay, that's because that's what you think that's going to answer your question or something.
Hadassah,
because
I know how learning works.
Excuse me,
Hadassah, I know how learning works.
Okay, really? Okay, well,
I'm just asking.
Let me tell you how.
What other fields?
When you're in the humanities, I tell you, when you get a degree in the humanities.
So just cool your memories for a minute. I'm just asking you, what other fields of study does getting a master's in English prepare you for?
It prepares you for quite a bit, because you learn how to express your ideas and have a conversation like we're doing now.
I don't think we're having a conversation.
Skill for many decades. Oh, I know you don't, because I am dominating you with my pinky and it's uncomfortable for you.
Again, you're just demonstrating that you're falling into the Dunning-Kruger effect. This is not.
No, you're falling. Excuse me. Did you know that I had a master?
Hadassah, just remember that as a Christian, you're supposed to be humble, and you're not being humble right now. I'm waiting for the humility, because you're proving your claims to be false. Imagine being a prophet of God.
Does it look like that whip works on me, my dude?
It does. Hadassah, you
can put that whip away.
Hadassah,
put your whip away, bro. You know, it doesn't work on me.
Did you know that
it doesn't work on me?
I have a master's degree too.
I don't care. You're the one being an asshole.
Do you think that
you're the one disrespecting believers?
For having an opinion?
Having an opinion,
Hadassah,
you're using this platform to roast our.
Hadassah, did I go to your house or did you come to my house? Where are we right now?
I came to your house, but you know what?
Okay, so I'm in my house.
Oh, okay, what?
So I'm in my house saying things in my own house. Did I force you to be here?
This is a public platform, and you know it.
But this is my stage, right?
You're trying to draw audiences.
But this is a space
that
you
drew me. You drew me.
It worked, didn't it? Yeah. Okay. So this is
it did.
So this is a space that I made to say things that I believe and have dialogue about things that I believe. Do you think that I should be entitled to say things that I believe in a space that I create for myself?
Sure.
Okay.
What does that have to do with me having the tone that I have?
Because you're coming in here and you're upset that I have an opinion about things, and I'm saying it in my
because there's consequence.
And I'm saying it in my space, a space that I created so I could say these things. I didn't come to you. I didn't knock on your door. I didn't come to your live stream. You came to me, so you can't come and complain.
Your God is a
you can't come and complain
Your God is
that
imaginary.
I'm saying things
Prove me wrong. It's the
that I'm saying things in a space that I created for me specifically to say things. So
your God is imaginary. Prove me wrong is what your room says.
yeah, can you do it?
Probably not.
Oh shit! Sounds like you're in the wrong place then.
It doesn't. It will never happen. That's why. That's why this room works for you. That's why this room will never go.
I expect a prophet of God to be able to prove me wrong.
Ever coming to a.
What can God do?
It doesn't work that way.
What can God do?
It does not work that way.
What can God do?
What can God do?
Yeah.
Anything.
Like what?
Anything.
Say one thing he can do.
It would take too long. It's called anything.
To say
he can
one
do
thing.
Anything. What do you not conceive about that?
Name one of the things that is in anything.
What do you not conceive? That is stupid.
I can do it. I can say, listen, I can
stupid.
say,
It's too stupid.
I can say, Doug can do anything, but he can also wiggle his eyes. See, the wiggling of the eyes is a subset of anything. I'm looking for something that is a subset of anything. And it didn't take a long time. What's one of the anything that God can do?
What in the magician's trick shit is that? What conversation are we having?
Asking you, what can
Why
God do?
Why don't you pick? I'll let you pick. Pick your optimum. Pick your optimum one.
I don't believe in your God.
What would you dream for me to say?
I don't believe in your God. I'm asking you.
No, tell me your dream response that you think of in your head.
I'm asking you, do you believe that your God is capable of doing things?
He's capable of doing anything.
Can you name even one of those things?
He can create the world.
Cool. What's the evidence of that?
That the world is created.
No, that's not evidence that he created it.
Yes, it fucking is.
No, it didn't. Doug created it.
Yeah, it is.
No.
What created it? I just told you.
No, Doug did. I just told you.
Who is Doug?
You already saw him. Doug and his consort Sharon Stone. They're the rock of ages, the firm foundation that you put your feet on. They instantiate all possibilities and hold the grounding of all logic. They created everything.
Okay.
Not your God. Your God's fake.
Okay.
So the evidence...
Well, aren't we free to believe anything? So what the hell are we doing?
The evidence that Doug is God is the fact that you exist, Hadassah. Doug's merciful enough to allow you to blaspheme him.
Doug's merciful enough to allow you to blaspheme. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a prophet of Doug, by the way. I'm a prophet of Doug.
Doug sounds just like my guy.
How about?
I think we're talking about the same guy.
We're not. So let's do.
I think we are.
We're gonna do a God competition. I'm gonna pray to Doug, and you're gonna pray to your God. We're gonna see who wins. So I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna hold something up. Hold on. So I'm gonna hold up this pen, and I'm gonna pray to Doug that the pen cap stays on. You have to pray to your God that the pen cap comes off, and we'll see who wins.
I have to.
Well, yeah, we're gonna see.
I have to.
We're gonna see which God is more powerful.
Okay, but what if I don't want to do that?
Well, you're just admitting that your God has no powers.
No, I'm not admitting to that. I don't want to subject him to that. I think it's stupid.
But can your God do it?
I think you're an asshole. I don't want you to do it.
Again,
here's the thing.
It would convert.
Here's the thing.
It would convert everybody here.
You don't understand.
It would convert everybody here. Do you want to convert?
You don't talk to enough Christians. You don't talk.
Do you want to convert everybody here to Christianity? Do you?
No, I do not, and neither does God.
Oh, so what do you want?
I want the gospel, the actual truth of the word to be preached so that people can know what they're turning down.
Is the Bible true?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. So in the Bible, when it says, have nothing to do with stupid and senseless controversies, you know that they breed quarrels. But it sounds like you're doing the opposite of that.
That doesn't make it not true. What else dumb shit you got to say?
So you're literally doing it right now. You're engaging.
It doesn't make it not
stupid
true.
And senseless controversies.
It's proving that it's correct.
Oh, you haven't proved anything correct. And
what the fuck?
It says the Lord's servants must not be quarrelsome, but kindly to everybody, an apt teacher, patient, correcting opponents with gentleness. Are you correcting people with gentleness right now?
No,
Oh, so you don't believe in the word of God?
I am not doing that very well right now.
But it says you're supposed to. It says the Lord's servant must not be quarrelsome, but kindly to everybody. But aren't you a prophet?
It does say you're supposed to. Yes, I am.
Didn't you know this verse existed?
I do know that verse exists.
But you're not being very humble.
Is that, oh, do you not know how to just, it's like a family. It's not this thing you conform to. It's a guidebook, okay?
The family.
So-
what are you talking about? The family is a genetic.
I'm trying to explain.
family is a
Have you
genetic
ever been
group.
a Christian?
I was a Christian
Yeah.
for 20 years. That's why I know that
That's
Jesus
basically
isn't
like
real.
Oh, okay. So you're disgruntled. That's what it is.
No, I'm not disgruntled.
Listen.
I
No,
just know
you're
it's not
you,
true.
you are.
No, I'm not.
You are. You're
I'm not.
disgruntled. Yeah,
No,
you
I'm not.
are.
No,
I
I'm
think
not.
you're the problem. I
No, I'm
think yeah,
not.
you are.
No, I'm
Because
not.
everything was fine. And now y'all
It's like she thinks that calling me a liar is a valid argument. Listen, I had a delightful time in Christianity. I know that it's not true because I studied the Bible professionally. I went to Bible college and seminary, and I know that Jesus didn't fulfill a
And that's
single
where they-
prophecy. The Bible's full of contradictions.
Why?
It's full of scientific inaccuracies, and it's 100% true. Everything I said is true. You want me to prove it for you?
I believe that you went to seminary. It's a very common problem. It happens to a lot
Do
of
you
people
want me to
in
prove my
seminary.
claims?
Prove your claim. No, because I know what you're going to say.
I can prove it.
And furthermore,
I can actually prove it. You want me to prove it?
Furthermore, people like
Do you believe it?
people like you.
Okay, so you're saying I'm wrong, but you
You're
don't.
so
you don't actually want me to prove my claims.
If
I don't think you actually know how
hold it
debates
right
work.
now-
The way that debates work is typically like one person makes a claim, another person might make a counterclaim, and then the different people debating need to actually provide like logic, reason, evidence for their claims. Now, as it turns out, my claims I can back up. Like I can go to the Bible, I can show you where it contradicts itself. I can go to the Bible, I can show you where it says Jesus fulfilled prophecies that he never actually fulfilled. I can back up my claims. All I'm asking you is, would you like me to back up my claims, or are you afraid of me actually doing that and proving you wrong?
If I surprisingly crumble every last one of your claims to dust, what are you going to do then? Are
Not
you
worried.
just going to mute me and cut me off?
Not even close to worried about it.
You're not worried about, I asked you what you're going to do because these people need to know, because then you're going to gaslight them and say that some shit is going on that isn't going on. You're not going to panic and mute me.
No. Only
All
if
right,
you,
go through your
only
go
if-
through your dumbass shit.
only if you continue.
go.
Only if you continue to be rude and interrupt like you have been. That's the only reason why you're getting muted.
Yeah,
you know that,
right.
right?
Oh, okay.
Like,
see, you
so-
see what he's going to
so you're-
use. You see what he's going to use.
So just so you're aware, you're the reason you keep getting muted, not me. You're getting muted because you're the one being rude. You're the one over talking everybody. You're the one that can't hold an adult conversation. All you actually have to do is behave like an adult, and I wouldn't mute you. In fact, I don't want to mute you. I would prefer to not mute you, but I can't do that because every time I talk, you talk, which is
You're full
why
of shit.
which is why you keep getting muted, and you're doing it right now. You're still doing it
You can
as
see everyone.
I'm explaining to you why you're getting muted. You're doing the thing that I said is going to get you muted.
Okay.
Okay. So now I would love to take turns. I have no problems taking turns. The problem is I sense that you don't want to take turns talking.
Bro, I'm on the spectrum and you taking so much fucking time, bro. Just
Well, first of
let's
all,
hear these claims that are so wonderful.
being on the spectrum doesn't have anything to do with your bad behavior. My son is heavily
Are you on the spectrum?
My son is on the spectrum and he doesn't behave like you. And my son is a level 3 on the spectrum, which is as high as it goes.
Okay, well, I was born in 80.
The problem isn't that you're on the spectrum. The problem is that you're full of yourself and you can't actually behave like an adult. That's
Projection.
why you're behaving the way that you behave. I work with quite a few people that are on the spectrum because I'm an electrical engineer and I work with a bunch of engineers. And as it turns out, people in
full of
engineering
themselves.
are quite often on the spectrum. So being on the spectrum doesn't mean that you have to be a piece of shit, because the people that I work with are delightful. And I know for a fact that a couple of them are on the spectrum. So, would you like to first talk about how the Bible contains contradictions? Is that an easy place to start?
Sure.
Okay. Is it your belief that the Bible contains contradictions? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Does the Bible even contain one contradiction?
No.
Okay. Now, if I did show you a contradiction, this is a hypothetical. If I did show you a contradiction, what would it mean?
I would probably be able to tell you how that's not a contradiction, and then you would say some bullshit about how I'm wrong about that.
That wasn't my analogy. My analogy said if I did show you a true contradiction, what would it mean?
Okay, clearly I'm going to have to break out of your analogy if I'm going to show you something you've never seen.
Nope, wrong again.
Okay, well then I guess where I'm not allowed to end your stream forever, I guess.
So my analogy
That makes sense.
My analogy includes the fact that I showed you a bona fide contradiction. I'm saying if I did indeed show you a true contradiction, what would it mean about the Bible?
First of all, you got to look at every translation because translations are tricky.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know Greek and Hebrew?
I know my way around a translation.
Oh,
That's another thing you learn with a master's in English. You know research pretty
interesting.
good. You're doing a lot of writing, a lot of papers.
Yeah.
A lot
Did
of
you learn the original
learning.
languages?
I learned many languages. I understand how languages work.
Did you learn how to read Greek and Hebrew?
Do you know why they tell you to do that?
It's crazy that
Because
you
they
can't actually
don't
say
have
yes or
English
no.
degrees.
Answer the question. Do you know Greek and Hebrew?
You know why I can't? You know why I can't? Because you have already
That's
established in
all I
your
want to
mind
know.
that is the height and
All I want to know is if you can read the original languages that the Bible was written in, because that seems to be the most important thing. If you think something's mistranslated, what we should be doing is going back and seeing what was in the original language. So I'm asking you, do you know the original languages?
everything I don't know can be found. Google Translate exists.
All I asked you was whether
there's Bible apps.
I don't know why she can't answer a question. All I asked was whether or not you know the original languages. All you have to say is either yes or no.
I'll answer your question when you answer me if you're capable of free.
Wrong again. I asked you a question already. I'm not going to let you run from it. It's an easy question. The question is, do you actually know Greek and Hebrew? It's just yes or no.
You're not going to let me run from it?
It's yes or no.
It's an irrelevant question.
It's yes or no.
It's irrelevant.
It's yes or no.
Okay. What do I know the Greek or Hebrew? I know enough. I study it quite a bit. I know some words actually.
Okay, so you know a couple words.
I can't have a hold a conversation. No, but I have studied the Greek and the Hebrew, and it's look upable.
Do you know what?
Sake.
Do you know what
such thing as a concordance?
Do you know what the aorist conjugation is in Greek?
The what?
The aorist conjugation.
The aorist.
Yeah.
Is that the verb to be?
No.
What is it?
It's a form of conjugation in Greek. So you don't know Greek. Cool. All right.
An aorist conjugation. No. Excuse me. All conjugations are the same.
No, they're not.
All conjugations. Yes, they are.
Nah.
You got a first person, second person, third person.
Wrong.
Yes, they are, bro.
Wrong
yes,
again.
they are.
You're wrong.
You can
You're wrong.
and you can look it up.
You're wrong.
You can look up anything. No, I'm
You're
not wrong.
No,
I
you are.
have a degree. I've studied
You don't have a degree in Greek. If you did, you would know that the aorist conjugation is a way of conjugating verbs where the action of the verb happened in the past, but is actually ongoing. So it's a past tense verb that is still continuing, right? That's an aorist verb in the Greek. I asked you that because it's a very common way of forming verbs in Greek. And I'm just curious if you actually know any Greek, or if you just learned a word once and now you think you know Greek.
Learned a word once. I just told you I have a degree in English.
Right,
all you're doing is describing.
But not in Greek. Okay. And you don't know any Hebrew either. I'm not even going to ask you about Hebrew verbal stems. That'd be a complete waste. Okay, so now let's talk about the actual.
You're acting like.
So let's talk about the actual contradiction.
I can't tell you anything.
So what I'd like you to do is open your Bible and go to 1 Chronicles 21. Can you do that?
He doing some illusionist bullshit on y'all. What? Where is it at?
They're watching you crash out right now. It's 1 Chronicles 21.
Yeah, because you're a liar.
Just go ahead and turn to 1 Chronicles 21.
And the only people that know are you and me.
No, you don't know anything. You're the Dunning-Kruger effect, remember? Just turn to 1 Chronicles 21. We'll actually get to the point.
1 Chronicles 21. Oh, yeah, like you understand anything about the Old Testament. We'll be here for a while, I'm sure.
I literally have 2 degrees in biblical studies, both of them focusing in the Hebrew scriptures.
Like I said. So
between the two of us, I would say one of us is actually prepared to read the Old Testament.
Between the two of us.
So 1 Chronicles 21. Are you there yet? Let me know. Yeah, you're right, Mason. She's new here. She don't know. She's going to find out today. Let me know when you get to about verse 11 in 1 Chronicles 21. It's going to be a wild night. I was going to go to bed at midnight, but I'm having so much fun. I might stay on all night with Hadassah. Hadassah, did you find the verse yet? Do you know where Chronicles is? Or do you have to look at like the reference guide at the beginning of the Bible? Maybe God will give you a prophecy about how to find it. She's probably still yelling. She don't even know she's muted right now.
You never did tell me for where in 1 Chronicles.
I did. 21.
1 Chronicles what?
21:11.
1 Chronicles 21:11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, who's reading? Am I reading or what?
I'll read it for you. In fact, I'll put it on the screen.
Okay.
It says Gad, that's the prophet. It didn't say God. It said Gad came to David and said to him, "Thus saith the Lord, take your choice. 3 years of famine or 3 months of devastation by your foes while the sword of your enemies overtakes you, or 3 days of the sword of the Lord, pestilence on the land." So Gad is giving 3 options to David for a punishment. And the first option is 3 years of famine. The second option is 3 months of devastation. And the third option is 3 days of pestilence. Follow so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the parallel story, because this story is told twice, is going to be in the book of Samuel. If you go to 2 Samuel 24, we get the identical same story, except something is different. Let me see if you can find it. In verse 12, he says, "Go and say to David, thus saith the Lord, 3 things I offer you, choose one of them and I will do it to you." So Gad came to David and told him, and he asked him, "Shall 7 years of famine come to you on your land, or will you flee 3 months before your foes while they pursue you, or shall there be 3 days pestilence in your land?" Did you spot the difference?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Where's the difference?
The one says 3 and one says 7.
Yeah. Are those the same numbers?
No.
So then, was it 3 or 7?
I don't know. I'd have to do some further research on it.
Sounds to me like it's just a contradiction.
It might be. It's a big ass book, and all of it intersects.
I know. That's why I know it's a contradiction.
No, you don't know that it's a contradiction.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do, because 3 and 7 are different numbers.
Oh my God, let's throw the whole fucking book out.
Oh,
That's really responsible.
This is literally just a tip of the iceberg. You want to keep going?
Sure.
All right. Well, today you're going to learn. Mark chapter 2. I assume you know where Mark is.
No. Actually, yeah, you're right. I am. Because when I come back and look up every last one of these and end your fucking channel, I'm going to fucking spit on your grave.
Can't wait. I literally cannot wait for you to come back. And
I know that you can't wait. That you can't wait.
Your bad apologetics, because I already know all the apologetical answers for this.
My bad apologetics, bro. And I said I'm a prophet.
And they don't work here. So
I said I'm a prophet.
Mark chapter 2, verse 26.
First one was Chronicles 21:11. Okay, and then this one is what?
The other one was in 2 Samuel. And
2 Samuel.
Let's see, what chapter were we in 2 Samuel? It was going to be chapter 24. Maybe you can ask God for guidance.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
It's interesting that I bet your research is going to be looking stuff up on the internet and not getting revelation from God. I'm willing to bet that. But anyways, let's go to Mark chapter 2.
And if I find some shit, then what happens?
Nothing's going to happen. I already know what shit you're going to find. I already read it.
What do you mean? What? Okay, fine. Keep going.
Listen, you go to Apologetics Press or gotquestions.org, come back with the bad answer, and I'll cook you on your bad answer just like I'm cooking you now. So Mark chapter 2.
You're not going to cook me on shit.
Yeah, I will. Go to
You're
Mark.
going to get cooked
In your dreams. Go to Mark chapter 2 for me.
in your dreams. What?
Go to Mark chapter 2.
No, you said 2 Samuel 24.
We're already done with it.
And then you didn't say anything else.
No.
What did we say?
It's already done. 3 and 7 are different.
No, that was 1 Chronicles 21:11.
Which is a contradiction of 1 Samuel 24. Or 2 Samuel 24.
Oh, those are addressing the same thing.
It's the same story. Two different authors,
Hold
different
up. 2
details.
Samuel 24. 2 Samuel 24. He wasn't king in 2 Samuel.
Yeah, it was.
Hold up.
Sure was.
2 Samual 24.
Literally the same
Let
channel.
me just double check. Because you're just saying any fucking thing.
Literally the same story. You
Okay.
could put those
It
two
says,
chapters.
David enrolls the fighting men. Hold up.
Put the two chapters side by side. They're the same story.
David enrolls the fighting men.
You're right.
Okay.
Freed. She was supposed to be smarter. I expected better from a Christian, being that they're supposed to be smarter than us atheists.
This does not indicate smartness. You're not getting me on that showy bullshit.
It seems to me like you're not very smart if you don't know that these are the same chapters.
You're not getting smart. This ginormous book, 3 and 7 is all you got.
I got
Two
a lot.
numbers.
I got a lot more than that. I got so much.
Oh, you got 7 typos where it said comb instead of brush.
Nope, not even.
Jeez Louise.
Not even close. I've got so much more. If you can actually get the mental.
The second one is just a shadow of the first one.
If you can actually muster the mental fortitude to keep forging on, you can see some more.
Keep going.
Okay. Did you find Mark chapter 2 yet?
No. What is it?
Go ahead and turn to Mark chapter 2.
Mark chapter 2, the whole chapter? What the fuck?
Verse 26.
What's the verse?
Verse 26.
2:26. Okay. Mark 2:26.
Now Jesus is speaking.
Y'all
here.
love to say this shouldn't, none of these should even count. These are eyewitness accounts. This is so freaking stupid.
Mark wasn't an eyewitness. Mark was the cousin of Barnabas. Do you think Mark was a disciple?
Mark wrote it. No, Mark wrote it on behalf of Peter.
Oh, where's that in the Bible?
It's Peter's. That's known, just like you pulled out that Barnabas shit. That's not in the Bible.
Yeah, Colossians chapter 4. Want me to read it for you?
Colossians chapter 4, what about it?
It says that John Mark is the cousin of Barnabas. You haven't read this book, have you?
What does that have to do with anything?
You have no idea what's in this book.
No, listen, you don't have to perform for everybody.
It's crazy to me.
You don't have to perform everybody.
All right.
Mark was writing on behalf of Peter. Everybody knows that.
No, they don't.
That's Peter's.
I disagree.
That's Peter's point. Of course, everybody knows that.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I disagree.
Yes, they do.
I disagree.
Okay, well, they should, because it's old news.
It's not old news.
They only started changing that shit.
They started changing
that shit since the internet.
Nah, it's just mythology. So in Mark chapter 2...
No, it's not fucking mythology. How old are you?
It's mythology. Mark chapter 2...
How old are you?
I mean, if you want to read the book, we can read the book. It sounds like you're afraid to read the book.
It's not... You know why it's mythology? Because it's true, bro.
It sounds to be that you're afraid
Why would they lie about it?
Sounds like you're afraid to read the book. You want to read it?
I'm not afraid to read the book.
I'm
saying that
it's on the screen right now.
I know about what Mark is.
You don't. Hadassah, read what's on the screen.
Yes, I do.
Read what's on the screen.
How he entered the house of God when Abiathar was high priest and ate the bread of the presence, which is not lawful for any but the priest to eat. He gave some to his companions.
Right. And who's this about? Do you know what's happening in Mark chapter 2?
David.
Okay, right. Now, do you believe that when David went into the temple or the shrine at Nob and ate the showbread, that Abiathar was the high priest?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Do you know where that story comes from?
Somewhere in Samuel.
Yeah, because I'm typing it on the screen. 1 Samuel 21. All right, so now
No, I know where
First
I
Samuel.
read my Bible.
Oh, I'm sure you've
You
demonstrated.
pompous ass.
You've demonstrated that so well to us.
I read it for
It says,
funsies.
David came to Nob to the priest Ahimelech, and Ahimelech came trembling to meet David and said to him, why are you alone and no one with you? And then what happens? He has a whole conversation with Ahimelech, and Ahimelech gives him the showbread. He says, give me 5 loaves of bread and whatever is here. And the priest answered David, I have no ordinary bread at hand, only the holy bread. So actually, who's the high priest here?
It says Ahimelech.
Oh shit, is Ahimelech Abiathar?
I don't know.
No, they're not. They're different people.
Okay.
Which means
That doesn't change the point of anything.
That means Mark chapter 2, verse 26 is wrong. They quoted the Old Testament wrong. That's another contradiction. Want to see more?
Okay, the Jesus himself quoted the Old Testament wrong. How about that then?
I love it. Matthew 22. We'll do it right now. We'll do Luke 4 and Matthew 22. And there's even a passage in Matthew where he misquotes Psalm 8. But my favorite is Matthew 22. If you go down to verse 41. It says, while the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them this question, what do you think of the Messiah? Whose son is he? They said to him, the son of David. And he said to them, how is it then that David by the Spirit calls him Lord, saying, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I put your enemies under your feet? What is Jesus saying? Why is he quoting Psalm 110 here?
Because he's asking who the Lord is in the sentence.
Right, but what's he
saying? And how can it be his son?
What is he suggesting about the Messiah?
He's suggesting that the label is not correct.
He's suggesting that the Messiah is not just the son of David. The Messiah is also on par with God. Right?
No, I don't think that's what that means. I think that means that he is questioning the son of David moniker. He's saying, why are we saying this? And the scripture says this. So they were calling him son of David.
So Jesus is making something very interesting here. He's just saying, if David calls him Lord, how can he be his son? He's just saying that the Messiah is going to be Lord, right?
Right.
Okay. So do you believe then that when Jesus is quoting this text, like I should go back to Psalm 110 and I should see David saying, the Lord said to my Lord, right?
Sure.
Have you read Psalm 110?
A couple of times, probably, yeah.
Interesting.
It's a big book. I read it. It's part of my life. So I'm not, I don't have a stick up my ass. I don't have a medal for how many hours I've spent reading the Bible, like some people.
Odd for a prophetess. So Psalm 110 starts out with Ne'um Yahweh, which means an oracle of Yahweh. It doesn't actually...
Oh, slam dunk. You guys are idiots.
I don't think you actually know what I just said. So it doesn't start out saying that the Lord said to my Lord. It says Ne'um Yahweh La'adini, which means an oracle of Yahweh to my master. That's what that means. This is clearly an oracle from somebody in King David's court about King David, which is why he literally says, sit at my right hand until I make thy enemies my footstool, the exact promise made to David that came true in 1 Kings chapter 5. So this is not David even speaking.
That is somebody's interpretation.
No, it's not.
That's someone's interpretation.
No.
If Jesus is using that,
You're wrong.
Jesus himself is using that as reference
and
to
he's
himself.
Wrong. Do you know why he's wrong?
Oh, Jesus is wrong. Shit. Okay, you're that deluded.
Do you want to know why he's wrong?
Why is he wrong?
Because he doesn't know how to read Hebrew, or whoever wrote the Gospel of Matthew didn't know how to read Hebrew. They're quoting it from the Greek. Do you know what the Greek text says?
What does it say?
It says, the Lord said to my Lord. Do you want to know why it says that?
Why does it say that?
Because just like our English Bibles, rather than saying the name of Yahweh, quite often they would say the Lord instead of Yahweh to protect the divine name. So in the Greek text, it literally says Hakirios, the Lord said to my Lord. And it sounds, if you're reading that, it sounds like it's talking about two different lords. But when you read it in the original Hebrew, it's clear that there are not two lords. There is an oracle of Yahweh to a lord, to the master. Adonai just means my master. It's what they called the king.
That Adonai is the name of God. It's plural.
Nope, it doesn't say.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't say Adonai, and Adonai is not plural.
Well, what does it say then?
It says Adonai. Adonai is a different vowel pointing.
Okay, so I don't agree with your interpretation. That's just an interpretation.
Well, then,
first of all,
show me where it's wrong.
First of all,
show me where it's wrong.
Listen.
So first of all,
I said,
did you know that?
I said,
did you know that?
Are we going to have an actual conversation?
Not if you keep
because
talking.
I don't think you're capable of that.
So,
I don't think you're capable of that.
Does the word Naum?
You got me going down your funnel. You got me going down your weird ass funnel, thinking this is important. None of this changes?
We'll just try this again. Does the word Naum, is that a verb or a noun? Do you know?
What is what?
Is it a verb or a noun?
Is what a verb or a noun?
The word I have highlighted, Naum, is that a verb or a noun?
What does it mean?
I'm asking you, is it a verb or a noun?
I don't know what the translation of the word is, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, it's a noun. It's not actually a verb. It doesn't say that Yahweh said anything. It just says an oracle of Yahweh. Naum Yahweh.
You do know that Bible apps have Hebrew on them.
I know.
I would click on it right.
Which is why I went to school to learn Hebrew, so I wouldn't have to do dumb things like use websites. So
I went to school to learn something that you can just look up on an app.
I know,
so congrats, bro.
I know you went to learn English. You went to learn something that I learned as a 5th grader. That's what you did. I went to school and I actually learned the original languages and history of the Bible.
You're arrogant. Okay,
I'm not arrogant. I'm just right. The fact of the matter is,
those were my
Naum is
those were my electives too.
Naum wasn't a verb. It's actually a noun, right?
Nothing. All you're saying is gobbledygook, bro. And I know it.
It's not gobbledygook. Naum,
yes, it is.
Do you think
it doesn't prove?
Do you think that verbs and nouns are the same?
Are you an asshole and a cocksucker?
It sounds to me like you're incapable of answering the question. Do you think that verbs and nouns are the same?
Do you think that your arrogant act is fooling any fucking body?
It sounds to me like you're feeling a little hot under the collar and you're incapable of engaging with the dialogue, which is why you're crashing out like a toddler.
Because it's
So the question was, do you think that verbs and nouns mean the same thing? Because if this is... If in fact this is a noun,
this time's coming.
If in fact this is a noun, it doesn't say that God spoke. It doesn't say that Yahweh spoke. It actually is announcing.
This over with.
It's actually
Real
announcing.
Christians
it's actually announcing something. So the question is, what is it? The question is, what is it?
Real power.
What is it announcing?
You don't need these stupid ass arguments.
You've got
They're stupid.
You've got real power. Oh shit!
Yes,
what power do you have?
Experience.
Show me your power.
You're an asshole.
Show me the power.
I got the power to see through your bullshit and know that it has nothing to do with the truth. The people are thirsty for someone who's going to give them something real. And you
sounds like you're incapable of doing that.
All you did was copy the Pharisaical Christian model, make it secular. I'm not impressed. It's retarded, and the Lord's coming for it. The prophet Hadassah is debuting today because it's Easter, Passover, and 420. What's good? If you hearing my voice and it's 420, smoke your shit. Find the Lord, because he out there.
It sounds to me
on the Lord. I'm talking about Jesus.
Sounds to me like you're out there, and I don't know if you know how this platform works, but this platform is certainly not a place where you get to preach. So the question is whether or not you want to engage in some dialogue. I'm more than happy to engage in some dialogue.
Cut out the middleman. Go find the Lord. Go find Jesus. That's what a Christian. What's good? What's good? The Lord is good. He loves you. Fuck this guy.
That's all she
He's
got.
a liar.
That's all she got.
He's got pride.
Praise
Pride.
Jeebus.
Pride is what caused this whole thing.
Let me know when you're done. I'll call your mama and have her come change your diaper.
Pride is what caused. It's what caused. Pride is what the whole thing. That's why.
Oh, well, I mean, at least she was fun. Well, I mean, we'll give her that. She was fun at least.